Hey everyone, what's going on? My name's Josh, and today we're going to be playing Justice League Task Force. Justice League Task Force was released in 1995 for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, but today I will be playing the Sega Genesis version. So, let's get started. Justice League Task Force was developed by Sunsoft and published by Acclaim Entertainment, and the game actually is going to start out right here with Darkseid doing a little bit of monologue and setting up the premise for the game. So I'm going to be quiet for a second so you guys can hear that.
You will never defeat me. I control the technology. I have the power to control your mind.
Alright, yeah, now that he's done being all creepy and stuff, we have some nice tunes going on with the big title card there. So this game is a 2D fighter. There are a lot of games that are pretty popular like this back in the day, like similar games such as Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, although I think those games were a little bit more successful than this. So yeah, I have a couple of heroes, a couple of the classic Justice League heroes that I can choose from, and I'm going to be the Flash, obviously. Best DC hero in my opinion, although the new Justice League movies aren't doing him any favors. But yeah, this is kind of setting up some of the plot for the game, where Darkseid has come to Earth and he has started taking control of the minds of some of the inhabitants, and he's taken over a military base, and now the Flash is going to try to meet up with some of the other Justice League in order to save the planet. But oh no, it turns out that Darkseid actually has taken control of members of the Justice League, and now the Flash is going to have to fight them in order to free them from his control. Alright, so now let's get into some combat. I'm going to be fighting against Batman here, it looks like, and oof, I am not the best at fighting games. Interestingly enough, there are like super moves and stuff you can do. Batman will sometimes throw out like a batarang and gas and other super attacks, but I had a really hard time trying to pull off anything. I even looked up the control manual book, and some of the combos are just impossible to pull off, at least on an emulator. It might have been easier with the actual Genesis controller in my hand, but as you can see, I kind of get my butt whooped to that first round, the Batman. But now I'm employing the tried and true method of just kind of button spamming and jumping around and punching a lot and hoping that it'll give me the upper edge on Batman here. Interestingly enough, when the game first came out, some of it did kind of poorly, and some of the reviews were complaining that the combos were really hard to pull off, and people were having trouble pulling them off, which, like I was saying earlier, I can definitely attest to. It was very hard to try to pull off some of his moves. In fact, I fought against the Flash later, and he was doing moves that I didn't even know I had the ability to do. I beat Batman, so now I'm gonna go ahead and that would be the first level of the single player. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show off kind of some of the multiplayer, because it adds I think 3 more characters that you could play as. So here's the multiplayer screen. I'm just gonna go through here and show off kind of what each character looks like. I think the art's pretty good. I think that first one of Superman is probably the one I have the most problems with, but everyone else looks fairly decent. Multiplayer adds looks like Cheetah, Despero, and Darkseid. I'm not sure who Despero is, but it looks pretty cool, so I guess that's who I'll choose. And let's put him up against Green Arrow. Why not? Looks like each character has their own stage, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Wonder Woman's stage. Looks good. Why not? Yeah, the game's pretty fun. My biggest criticism again would just be some of the combos, but otherwise I enjoyed it. I can definitely see where if I would have had a Genesis growing up, this would be one of the games where I would have friends over and we'd probably talk a bunch of crap and see who is the best at this game. But overall, yeah, it's pretty fun. I definitely think the computers could be a little bit hard because, once again, I'm getting my butt whooped. But I think that's just because the computer can pull off combos pretty easily. But yeah, he's gonna end up taking me out here, and I think that's where I'm gonna end the video today. Thanks for tuning in and checking out Justice League Task Force for the Sega Genesis. I hope you guys enjoyed it.